What do you want, Mr. Quaid?
The same as you, to remember.
But why?
All right. This commentary is for the purposes of giving folks a heads up. You know, like what I do with my anti-critical race theory videos. I don't even talk about critical race theory itself in those videos. I don't even talk about it. But I do show people the various deceptions in it and how they slip it in on people and intermingle it into other things like Maoism and gayism and other isms. Look at this.
So, I have been in the hospital since about 1:30 a.m. on Monday morning. Baby and I are being monitored. All is well.
This man is preparing to give birth in one of the least LGBTQ plus friendly states in the U.S.
Pregnant women are celebrated. Trans people are not.
Okay. A few questions. What do you mean without aid? And instead, why not ask a man what it's like to be a pregnant man so we could look at you like you done lost every bit of your mind? Ask a man that question instead of a woman. Let me show you what I'm responding to before I even play it.
So, look! Our baby is much bigger than last time.
It's so much bigger! Jamel Ware and his fiancé Alfonso Mills are a queer couple eagerly awaiting the birth of their first child. Jamel, a trans man, is carrying the baby they conceived without any aid. What was it like being pregnant as a man?
It was very emotional. It was very physically challenging. I mean, even the process of getting pregnant was uncomfortable. Having to ovulate and menstruate, that brought a lot of dysphoria to me.
What do you mean without aid? That penis she was sleeping with is aid enough, ain't it? Her boyfriend put that in there, so what do you mean without aid? And why are you asking a female what it's like to be a pregnant man? Right? And when I saw that, I was like, oh, hell no, they done did it. I thought they done it. I said, they have actually got a man pregnant.
Wrong. Wrong.
Caught me completely off guard. Why? Well, because she looked just like a dude. She do. But as I went on to watch the report, they went on to explain.
But it also made me more comfortable with my body.
Jamel was assigned female at birth and at 22 transitioned to male. He can still use his body to conceive and carry a baby. What did that feel like for you to have to stop taking testosterone?
Almost had me though. I saw that. I almost got ready to go out and find myself some kind of God somewhere, somebody's God somewhere that I could pray to save humanity, because these people have finally done it. That's what I thought. But no, that's a chick. But I bring that up because of what I'll have in the title. I don't know exactly how I'm going to title this thing, but I know it'll have social construct in there somewhere. But I wanted to give people a heads up about this half-truth that the weirdos are propagating. You know, the half-truth, the kind of truth that equals a whole lie. This social construct nonsense. Like, you saw that, I mean, we all know this, man. We already know, man. But you saw that only a female could get. See, it's bad. It's bad when that I'm even talking about this, man. I shouldn't even have to talk about this. But anyway, you saw that only a female could get pregnant, right? But according to the weirdos, gender is not real. Okay. Now I had to stop recording for a second because I can't even believe that this is where this is where we're at, right? This is where we're at, where we're talking about what is a male. I can't believe. But anyway, now I'm going to let you watch this female, and I'm only calling her a female because I don't know if the voice on the other end of this thing is a young girl or a young woman. It sounds like a kid, but she could be a young lady. I don't know. But I want you to hear the bait and switch or the sleight of hand trick. I want you to hear it, right? It's not done slowly though. It's done quicker than the flash of lightning. It's subtle, but not as in speed, but it's subtle as in deception. The move itself, like I said, quicker than lightning. And all of them who pull this social media, the social construct, they all operate in the same real quick manner. It's never slow. Here she go.
Hello there, my name's Jessica, and welcome back to Issues in Society that should probably be talked about more but aren't. In this episode, we're going to be covering the social construct of virginity. Woo! You may be wondering, aren't there more important issues to talk about? Well, the answer is yes, there might be. But the thing is that while these so-called more important issues get talked about and debated, smaller topics like these get drowned out, creating an even bigger problem for society in the future. Yay! So here's the question. How is virginity a social construct and why does it matter? Let's start here. A social construct is defined as an idea that has been created and accepted by the people in a society. Thank you, Merriam-Webster Dictionary. And how is virginity one? Well, virginity is defined as whether or not one has had sex before. Simple, right? Wrong! Throughout history, it's never been that simple, and the meaning of virginity was not necessarily the definition. Even in medieval times, virginity was tied together with religion and society. And for example, young maidens who are not virgins could not be considered holy.
You saw that? I probably did. You probably didn't because it was quick, wasn't it? You heard it. It went from one who hasn't had sex, then bam, into if a female is considered holy or not. It's real quick. They all do that. If someone is considered holy or not has absolutely nothing to do with if she's a virgin. Holy or not. Holy or not means how the public perceives her, how she is treated. A virgin is a virgin if she's perceived to be good, bad, holy or not. Virgin is a virgin. And this is that same bait and switch, sleight of hand thing that they do. They all do this thing with this silly notion that gender is a social construct. But listen, anatomy and biology are not social constructs. Now let me give you another example. And people pull this nonsense with race too. People who tell the lie that Caucasians came up with race. That's a lie. And one of the ways they tell this lie is to say that before the European arrived, people lived according to tribe and culture. Well, okay, I understand that. But that has nothing to do with if they were different races or not. Yeah, I see. Okay, take ancient Egypt, for example. Yeah, I see the old carvings and paintings that depicted people of a certain time period. Yeah, and they did look like a mixed multitude. But they were still a mixed multitude. Different races that just wasn't tripping off someone's looks. Right? You're talking about how they treated each other regardless of race. Again, which has absolutely nothing to do with if there was a such thing as race or not. Jim Crow. That was a social construct that had absolutely nothing to do with if there was a such thing as race or not. It was about treatment and perception of race that was the social construct. And the crazy people who think that males can be females and females can be males use the social construct lie. And they're talking about treatment. What is expected of females and what's expected of males and how both are treated differently. They use that to say that there really is no such thing as male or female. All right, the lady I showed earlier, was those ovaries in her a social construct? No. Well, if the ovaries are not a social construct, then what is it? Well, it is what it is. Just like that penis her man used to drop one off in her wasn't a social construct either.
You can never whip these boys if you don't keep you and them separate. I found that out in Birmingham. You've got to keep the white and the black separate.
You know what's a social construct? Give them a bag with $2 million cash in it. Well, what are they going to do with it? Probably put it on the fire to keep them and their tribe warm at night. Or maybe use it to cook one of those wild pigs that they be out there hunting. Or maybe use it as a extra compost to mix in with some dirt and sand and mud to, maybe build a new hut with it. Wealth is a social construct. These people would probably much prefer 20 goats over a bag of paper dollars. So that's all I wanted to do, was give a heads up, because in the near future, this social construct stuff, I suspect will be a major issue on social media and on Capitol Hill. So all I'm saying is just watch for the sleight of hand.